Hey guys, it's Aaron from Yugatech, and have you noticed that handheld gaming devices are becoming more and more popular lately? I mean, you have the Asus ROG Ally and Ally X, meanwhile MSI has the Claw series, and Lenovo has the Legion Go, and there's a lot more out there. However, those devices are more like handheld gaming PCs because they run on Windows and they can effectively do pretty much anything a Windows PC can do provided you install the apps and games. And it's also why they cost quite a bit of money. But before the boom of handheld gaming PCs, there were several gaming devices dedicated to emulating old games from brands like Miu, Anberic, AYN, and Retroid. These brands gave spark to those who yearned for the nostalgia of playing retro games from the PS1, PS2, PSP, GameCube, Game Boys, and so forth. Which is why in this video we're taking a look at possibly the retro handheld gaming console, the AYANEO Pocket S. It's the first in its class to feature the Qualcomm Snapdragon G3x Gen2 chipset, which features an 8-core Cryo processor that can run up to 3.36 GHz clock speeds and an Adreno A32 GPU clocked at 1 GHz. This is an important key spec the Pocket S is really proud of since it promises 15 watts of sustained performance. In comparison to flagship or dedicated gaming phones, those use a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 which is rated for 7 to 12 watts depending on the device. This means you'd want to use something like the AYANEO Pocket S or over your daily smartphone for improved performance to play all of your favorite retro games, and would most likely just want to play newer mobile games on here too. Well, assuming of course this thing is everything it promises to be. Anyways, enough of me yapping, let's unbox this thing. Our unit is configured with 12GB of LPDDR5X memory paired with 128GB of UFS 3.0 storage. The higher storage configs with either 512GB or 1TB of capacity should be utilizing UFS 4.0 technology. So here's the unit itself. It's pretty much in that Nintendo Switch form factor, but also gets that OG PSP aesthetic. Quick start guide. A pretty long USB-C cable. I mean, this is for your data transfers, charging, and everything else you can think of with this USB-C cable. Now, the AYANEO Pocket S features a pretty familiar layout to anyone who's ever owned pretty much any handheld gaming machine. Alright, starting from the top, we get left and right bumper and trigger buttons. So if you're a PlayStation guy like me, this is L1, R1, L2, R2. You can also find the buttons for left click and right click, and there's also some vents for cooling here, followed by what seems to be a noise cancelling microphone and an indicator light. There's also a dedicated volume rocker and a power button that doubles as a fingerprint sensor. At the bottom, you have the speakers, which is one on each side, the vents on the left, which I think pairs with this one, and another microphone, and a USB Type-C, which is 3.2 Gen 2. On the left side, you have a micro SD slot, and the design definitely reminds me of that of the PSP. I mean, only this time, you're using a micro SD card slot, not a memory stick duo. And on the right side, you have a switch, which I currently don't know the function of, so you'll have to set it up to know what it does. And you get to check out the nice display. By the way, this is a 6-inch IPS LCD display, and as for the resolution, we'll have to check it out once we go into the settings. So, let's start it up. Oh, it's touchscreen. It's also touchscreen, by the way. This is a touchscreen. So, as you can see, it's pretty much like an Android device when you start it up. You have everything like an Android phone if you've owned one, and the OS is pretty much similar to Android 13 and 14. So, if you've used an Android device before, you're gonna feel right at home setting this up. Alright, comment, this is just for this part. See? You have a Google account and you can also copy your data and apps just like you would when you're booting up a traditional Android phone. So since we don't have that, don't copy. It feels, at least from the get-go, it feels pretty much like basic Android 13 or 14. Okay, so we're running Android 13, as you can see here. I'm not sure if we can update it to 14, but let's see. I tried updating it. You are limited to just Android 13 for this device. There is no games immediately installed with this device, so you will have to download all of the games. So we'll cut to some B-rolls and we'll be right back.
3 weeks later.
Alright, so we're back and we've discovered there is an app called AYASpace, which is this one over here. Right there. And from here, when you pop it up, you get some themes going on. So, well, at least you get some red dots. So you can import your retro games. So if you have the files ready, which at the moment right now we don't have it, but we're gonna copy some files over, and you can already play your games from the get-go. That means you can play almost any game you want. Now I have to find out if you can play PS1, but as you can see here at the back, you have all of the games that you might want to play. So you have DS, the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, PS1, and I think that's also yeah, the Super Famicom. Those are the ones that I can easily remember. So you can also probably play some arcade games. So now all you need are the files, which you will have to download yourself from, yeah, you just have to find out where. Anyway, we'll be downloading some files, copying them over, and we're gonna play in a bit.
One eternity later.
Okay, we're sorry that took a while, but it can be complicated to set up things on the AYANEO Pocket S, especially if you want to get into the emulator side of things. But overall, I'm really enjoying playing my favorite games on this device because, you know, you can play almost anything you can think of. From the library here, you can actually see that there are a lot of games you can add. From Atari, yes, old school Atari, down to your PSP, to your PS2, even the PS1, and even interestingly, the PlayStation Vita? I don't know how you call it, but I mean, you can even play games as new as those on the Nintendo Switch. Yes, so if you have the APK or the files for those, you can technically run it on this device. But aside from that, you can also play your newest games that you can download on the Google Play Store. Like me, I'm actually playing Zenless Zone Zero right now, and it can handle it pretty well, even with some of the graphics settings on high and at 60 FPS. There's no issue, and the graphics, the display, pretty nice. For an IPS LCD screen, you do have a lot of, the colors are pretty nice and the blacks can get deep, especially for something like this. And okay, now that I've actually played the game, well, at least used this device and played some games, let me go through the controls and what they do. So these are basically your analog sticks, and they work just like any other analog stick. You use the left stick to move, and this is usually used to rotate your camera wherever you're going. And then over here, this is your D-pad. This is pretty much basic. The LC and RC, at least for the emulators, they control whether you want to save data or open the pause menu or the menu in general for the emulator itself. This button over here, the right one, this is effectively your pause button. See? This is your pause, and then this one opens the windows. Apparently, supposedly it should, but sometimes it doesn't. Well, but for what's more important is this button right here. This one effectively brings you back to the menu. If you've ever tried the ROG Ally, you know that it has that ROG Ally button, and when you press it, it works the same. Here, you can adjust your performance, how you want the device to handle everything. You can also adjust your controller settings, key mapping, sensitivity, light, and pretty much almost everything you can think of. Wi-Fi, brightness, volume, and even the widget. So if you want to screenshot, screen record, or do anything you want, or if you're playing a rhythm game, you can also click Do Not Disturb, so no one can disturb you while you're playing your game. Oh, I forgot to mention, you can even see the current FPS you have of the game and how the device is performing. And as you can see, we're going through battery quite fast, considering we started this with around 40%, and it's already down to like 20-30%. Yeah. By the way, there's two variants for the display. There's one with 2560 resolution, and there's another with 1080p full resolution, depending on which variant you get. So if you get the higher end variant, I'm assuming it should come with the better resolution screen. This one is the base model, since it only has 12 gigabytes of RAM for that matter, and 128 gigabytes of internal storage. So I'm assuming this should have the lower end variant of the screen. But still, for a low, despite it being just 1080p, it's pretty nice. And even if you want to watch videos on here, you just have to download YouTube. And one thing I do have to say, the speakers are loud. And they do offer good soundstage, especially if you're right in front of it. But you gotta have nice, good sound immersion. So it lets you be more immersed when you're playing your game. And one thing I do need to note is that this device does get hot. And by hot, I mean this particularly this area can get hot even if you're just downloading the games. When I was downloading Zenless Zone a while ago, it got a bit hot to the touch. It's not hot that you might feel like your hands are burning, and of course, you might want to invest in a big micro SD slot or micro SD card for that matter, because if you want to download all the games, it's going to take up a lot of space. And mind you, especially the newer games, they take up space a lot. So now that we've covered unboxing and going through the basics of the AYANEO Pocket S, you have to talk about the price. And this one is a bit steep. For the AYANEO Pocket S, DataBlitz is currently selling it for 24,995 pesos, which is quite a lot of money. And if you check it out, it does come with a free ergonomic case, some joystick caps, and even a tempered film. I'm not sure how much those freebies cost, but what do you think of the AYANEO Pocket S and its price tag of 24,995 pesos for the 12GB plus 128GB variant and the 1080p screen? And of course, if you want to know more, be sure to stay tuned for you at yugatech.com, since we will be coming out of a full review with this device very soon. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe to our channel to watch more, and of course, follow our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. And visit yugatech.com to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. Once again, this has been Jose. I'll catch you guys next time. And I'll try setting up more games. Bye-bye!